Live from the soccer complex on the campus of the College of Staten Island, you're watching CUNYAC Athletic Conference Game of the Week coverage right here on CSI Sportsnet. This afternoon in a conference doubleheader, the men will open it up as they will face Hunter College, followed by the women taking on CCNY in a pair of big CUNYAC Conference doubleheader games here this afternoon. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Babusky along with Joe Foreman. And, Joe, we're going to start off here this afternoon with the CSI men's soccer team, and they've been one of the hottest teams in the country, really playing great soccer, scoring a lot of goals, and really playing well in every facet of the game.
They really have, Mike, and you mentioned how hot this men's team has been entering action today. Winners of 7 of their last 8 games entering today's action. Also have only surrendered 1 goal within the CUNYAC Conference. That came on a penalty kick taken by York College back a week ago on September 29th. Dolphins, however, won that game big, 16-1. Since then, only 1 game for the Dolphins, played against Brooklyn College, another CUNYAC matchup. Dolphins took that game by a final score of 1-0. They'll look to remain perfect in the CUNYAC Conference with a win against Hunter College today.
You know, Joe, you talk about that Dolphins' last victory against Brooklyn College, and, you know, that's one of those games that are so key in conference play. The Bulldogs had come in with just 1 loss on the year. The Dolphins undefeated, of course, in conference play. And, you know, it's one of those games that really determine whether you're going to drop back into the center of the pack or merge up into the front. And, you know, with that big win, the Dolphins emerged 2 losses ahead of every team in the conference with the exception of Baruch.
And Baruch, you mentioned, right behind the Dolphins atop the CUNYAC Conference. Baruch entering their next game with a record of 4-0. The Dolphins meet them here at the CSI Soccer Complex on October 17th. So that game very well could determine who wins the regular season CUNYAC Championship. But, of course, the goal for all of these teams is to win the CUNYAC Championship Tournament. That's coming later this month. But the Dolphins do meet Baruch here at the College of Staten Island on October 17th. That's pretty far ahead, but it should be a big game. It's actually the only other men's soccer game we'll be covering here on CSI Sportsnet for the remainder of this year at the CSI Soccer Complex. Should be an exciting one.
So the Dolphins coming in today playing a Hunter College team that's also coming off of a big win as they had a victory earlier this week against Lehman College by a final score of 1-0. And, you know, with that win, Hunter College keeping themselves right up toward the top of the conference, now sitting in 4th place, but only with 1 loss. And again, Joe, making these one of those big swing games in the conference. Dolphins win this game here, they could put distance between every team in the conference and really set themselves apart.
And with a win, the Dolphins really, as you said, Mike, could separate themselves from every other team except Baruch. With a win in this game, they would move 3 victories ahead of Lehman, the current 3rd-place team in the CUNYAC standings, and then they would really bury Hunter behind them and give Hunter no opportunity to catch the College of Staten Island. And even for Hunter to catch them, the Dolphins really would have to falter down the stretch. Won't be an easy road for Hunter to catch CSI, even if they do win this game this afternoon. But the College of Staten Island has themselves in very good position right now. You mentioned playing extremely well entering today's game. And with a 5-0 CUNYAC Conference record, they position themselves very well for the CUNYAC postseason tournament as well.
Yeah, and, you know, for the Dolphins this year, it's really been their ability to score goals, and they've really been able to do that in droves. And, you know, this is a team that's getting goal scoring out of a lot of different places, Joe, and really playing well offensively. And it's really made a big difference this year when you have 56 goals and just allow 12. You're going to win a lot of games. And this Dolphin team has been red hot of late. Joe Boella leading Bryant Navarro, of course, leading the team with 12 goals. Joe Boella right behind him with 11. And Phil Lefkowitz also playing as well offensively as anybody really throughout the country. 8 goals, 10 assists. So Dolphins with a lot of different weapons. And you can keep going down the list when you talk about this offensibility of this Dolphin team.
And I've tried to go down that list before, and you just run out of time eventually, Mike. But you mentioned several contributors to the Dolphins' 56 goals scored this season, and it seems as if their average goals scored per game is rising with every single game that we cover. Right now, the Dolphins averaging 4.67 goals per game this season. That number heavily inflated by that game against York, in which they scored 16 goals. But outside of that, the Dolphins do have a 9-goal game this year, a 6-goal game, and a pair of 5-goal games as well. So this Dolphins team, certainly no stranger to scoring a lot of goals, but at the same time, they've held opponents to only 1 goal per game over the course of this season. And taking a quick look down the schedule, they've only allowed multiple goals twice so far, once against St. Joseph's College of Brooklyn back on September 3rd, and then in a loss to Rutgers Newark back on September 24th. That loss took place in extra time on a penalty kick following a red card called against the Dolphins. And a lot needs to be said about that game, a game in which the Dolphins were very competitive against a team that defeated them by 5 goals in their last meeting, that team being Rutgers Newark. CSI took that game to extra time, unfortunately came to an end on a red card called against Christian Carucci and a penalty kick by the Scarlet Raiders, but still a great showing for the Dolphins in that game. And really, that's the only blip on the schedule for them over the last 8. Their only defeat in the last 8, as I mentioned before, Dolphins coming in having won 7 of their last 8 games.
And Joe, let's turn our attention a little bit to Hunter College. They're coming off of that big win that we mentioned earlier in conference play, but unlike the Dolphins, they've struggled to score goals, just putting 12 goals in the net and being led by Blaze Enema, but not scoring the kind of goals that enable you to be successful. So against this CSI Dolphin team that's been playing not only well offensively but defensively as well, the question for Hunter College is, are they going to be able to find enough goals here this afternoon?
And that goals for average for the Hawks right now at 1.3. They've allowed about 1.9, so a differential of over half a goal per game against the Hawks. And Hunter College may need to be better than that, and I think they'll certainly need to be better than that on the attack in this one. But if they can hold the Dolphins to 2 goals, this should be a competitive game. And we've seen competitive games between these two teams before. If I'm not mistaken, the all-time series is dead even between the Dolphins and the Hawks. As you get a look at the current men's soccer standings in the CUNYAC Conference, we mentioned before, Dolphins and Bearcats lead the pack right now, both unbeaten in the conference. Huge matchup upcoming between those two teams here at the CSI Soccer Complex later this season. Behind the Dolphins and Bearcats, the Lightning right now with a record of 3-2. Hunter College right now in 4th place in the CUNYAC Conference with a record of 2-1-1. And I do believe the Lightning and the Hawks met recently, and the Hawks picked up the 1-0 victory in that matchup. So the Hawks coming in, having defeated the Lightning already, will look to pick up a victory against another team ahead of them in the standings, being the Dolphins this afternoon.
Yeah, and Joe, you look at those CUNYAC standings, and you see a lot of quality teams out there, and, you drop that all the way down to 5th place Brooklyn College, and, we mentioned it a little bit earlier, Joe. The Brooklyn College Bulldogs were just 1 goal away. They held a red-hot offensive CSI Dolphin team to just a single goal in that game and just came up short as well. So, that lets you know, even as you drop down toward the middle of the conference, there's still a lot of very competitive teams and a lot of challenges. And this should really be a very good, very exciting conference game here this afternoon.
It should be, and it should also be a very exciting CUNYAC tournament. You take a look at the standings right now, 1 through 5, teams the Dolphins have seen for the most part or will see moving forward. Of course, they'll play every team in the conference, but I'm taking a look at some of the games that Hunter College has played against those teams. They have seen the Lehman College Lightning already this season. The Dolphins yet to play them. I mentioned a 1-0 victory in that game for the Hawks. Also, the Dolphins and Hawks have both taken on the Brooklyn College Bulldogs, a 1-goal game for both sides in that one. The Dolphins with a 1-0 victory. The Hawks fell at the hands of the Bulldogs 3-2. So some competitive games between these top 5 teams in the conference. If you look around, the Dolphins haven't seen all of those teams yet. The Hawks, of course, seeing the Lightning. Dolphins will play them on October 10th on the road. So these teams very competitive with one another. Many times we've said it before, you never know which way these CUNYAC games will go. There always seems to be a little bit of extra juice behind those matchups, and we expect that to be the case this afternoon as well.
Okay, so, Joe, first of 2 here this afternoon, we should mention that it'll be a pair of CUNYAC Conference unbeaten teams in game number 2 as CCNY will face Staten Island, both teams in the conference coming in 3-0. And, this is, of course, the CUNYAC Conference Game of the Week right here on CSI Sportsnet. So why don't we step aside and we'll take a break here for a minute, and then we'll be back and bring you the starting lineups and the start of the first of 2 here this afternoon as you're watching exclusive CUNYAC Game of the Week coverage right here on your voice of everything CSI Sports, CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.
No one ever won a race because it was their turn. And guzzling the right sports drink never won all 3 sets. You can't talk your way through a tournament, and luck doesn't last. Real champions know that it takes more to do more, because wanting it just isn't good enough. You've got to be smarter, faster, tougher, After all, if championships were easy, everybody would have one. City University of New York Athletic Conference. Learn, play, succeed.
Do you want to retire like a champ? Just like legendary basketball star Uncle Drew?
Don't do it like that, Uncle Drew!
You're already acing the game. You've got your dream ride.
Don't be slamming my door.
Sorry about that.
You just did the same.
Gotta get the boys.
Your dream vacation and your dream team. And now you can make your retirement just as legendary.
I get buckets.
Get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
First time I tried Vicodin, it was laying around my mom's house. And then I kept taking them whenever I could get them. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
No doubt you're going places, young lady.
Thank you. And thank you for the interview as well. I can imagine it was the last thing that you wanted to do after such a long campaign meeting.
You really are a very intelligent young woman. You're very smooth.
You're very smooth yourself.
You have no idea.
Awkward. I'm the awkward silence. You try to avoid me, then there I am again.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
Like Kelly here is about to demonstrate.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Do you want to retire like a champ? Just like...
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late,
she doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
Be nice. She's new.
Hello, is anyone there? Ugh!
Wow. Even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened?
Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Maybe it was a semi.
You mean you were driving?
Yeah. I mean, I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
Listen now, can you hear the bluebirds? Oh, look up now, can you feel the sun?
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
No one ever won a race because it was their turn. And guzzling the right sports drink never won all 3 sets. You can't talk your way through a tournament, and luck doesn't last. Real champions know that it takes more to do more, because wanting it just isn't good enough. You've got to be smarter, faster, tougher. After all, if championships were easy, everybody would have one. City University of New York Athletic Conference. Learn, play, succeed.
We're back, and we're just moments away from the start of doubleheader conference coverage right here on the CUNYAC Game of the Week as the College of Staten Island getting ready to face Hunter College. The Dolphins coming in with a record of 9-3, 5-0 in the conference. Hunter College coming in 3-6-1, but 2-1-1 in the conference. So another huge swing game here as the Dolphins look to continue their winning ways, Joe. And as you mentioned during the pregame, the Dolphins just allowing 1 goal in conference play this year. So as the Dolphins huddle up for the final time and Hunter College huddles on the field, let's get the starting lineups. And here to bring you those lineups, my broadcast partner, Joe Foreman. Joe?
And our starting lineups today are brought to you by the Army ROTC. Register for Army ROTC to be a leader and an officer in the U.S. Army, Army Reserve, or Army National Guard. You could also be eligible for a full tuition scholarship. Lead the team that makes a difference. Contact CUNY ROTC today at 212-650-6478. Again, that's 212-650-6478. Paid for by the United States Army. First, the starting lineup for the visiting Hawks of Hunter College. In goal is 0, Noah Dougherty. The rest of the starters for the Hawks in numerical order: number 5, Jonathan Bautista; number 6, Michael Merlo; number 10, William Benitez; number 11, Adam Pine; number 15, Jordan Camacho; number 17, Leonel Brito; number 19, Blaise Anama; number 21, Nikola Ristovich; number 24, Regis Anama; and number 25, Jonas San Pedro. Quickly for the Dolphins, in goal is 0, Christian Carucci. The rest of the starters: 3, Joe Albanese; 6, Mackie Dagoon; 7, Carlos Montesinos; 9, Chris Vendra; 11, Ryan Lehman; 15, Joe Balella; 16, Philip Lefkowitz; 17, Wilson Quintero; 23, Mike Arianis; and 27, Miguel Morales.
So the pass up the near sideline to Boella will go out of bounds, and Hunter College will throw the ball in as that's Batista with the ball as the Hawks play it back defensively here, just underway here at the CSI Soccer Complex. 2018 CUNYAC Game of the Week coverage here on CSI Sportsnet as Vendra steps up and makes a nice play, and here comes Boella. Boella looking to put the ball into the center of the field, and that's going to be knocked away by the Hawks, but the Dolphins able to maintain possession with Montesinos. Nice play in the midfield by Hunter College, but their pass doesn't connect, and now Montesinos working the ball forward and getting the ball up over to Lefkowitz. Lefkowitz coming back in midfield, and they'll pass the ball back, and the Dolphins will look to break out here offensively. Dolphins starting out well here, Joe. A lot of successful touches, but a nice job by Hunter, not allowing them to get anywhere near the offensive penalty area.
And something we've spoken about time and time again when speaking about this Dolphins team is they're playing the midfield. They've done a great job of limiting passing in the midfield, doing a good job cutting off passing lanes and putting pressure on anyone who's trying to dribble the ball through that area. And that's a big reason why they found so much success on the attack and why they've only allowed 1 goal per game so far this season.
So the Hawks trying to play the ball forward, but instead it'll be the Dolphins coming away and looking to get the ball into Boella. Boella with a good deal of speed, but a nice defensive play that time by Ncaa to come back and play the ball. Nice job that time. And the Hawks now bring the ball forward as that's Pine. Pine looking to play that one over to Ristovic, but the ball's going to be stolen away. But the breakout pass will be played there by Pedro. We mentioned earlier the Hawks coming off of a big win against Lehman College as William Benitez picked up his first goal of the year in the 12th minute to give the Hawks that win. And a nice job that in that game, Joe, by the Hawks to defeat the defending CUNYAC champions and remain over 500 in conference play.
And we said it during the pregame. You never know which way these matchups are going to go. Records not always indicative of how a team will perform in these CUNYAC matchups on any given day. So the Dolphins need to come out with the same intensity that they've played with in all of their other games, and there's no reason to believe they won't do that.
That time Montesinos looking to work the ball forward, but instead it's going to roll out of bounds, and it's going to be a throw-in here for the Hawks. Just underway here. A cloudy day here in Staten Island, but still, Joe, temperature pretty warm and not too windy, so really a good day, a good October day for soccer here on Staten Island.
And if this is the worst of the weather we get during a broadcast, we'll be very thankful for that. We've only had one broadcast knocked out due to rain, and I don't think that will be a problem today.
Montesinos getting that ball into Vendra. Vendra's pass into Lefkowitz just missed, and now it'll be Dragoon coming back to play the ball for the Dolphins, and he'll work the ball out over to Lehman. Lehman working the ball back to Carucci. And now it's going to be Dragoon heading the ball out over to Albanese as we have halftime score. John Jay leading Medgar Evers 2-0, and a lot of exciting conference action here this afternoon, Joe, and we'll try to get you updates where we can. A couple of the big games include Baruch at Brooklyn, as that ball is going to be played away. And now the Hawks are going to look to counterattack on the Dolphins. And they have a little bit of space to move forward, but the pass a little bit too far ahead, out of bounds, and the Dolphins will get the throw-in. York is also playing CCNY here this afternoon. You saw the score of the Medgar Evers John Jay game a moment ago. Is right in the middle of conference play here. All these games big, Joe, as the conference has a lot of big games coming up here in the next week.
Well, you take a look at spots right now in the CUNYAC Conference 3 through 6. All of those teams separated by no more than 2 games. So a lot of important games being played in the conference today.
Nice move by Albanese as he broke in and created a little bit of space for himself, but that shot on goal and played easily by Doherty. So the first shot on goal goes to the Dolphins. Nice offensive play that time by Albanese, Joe.
Strong shot by Albanese, too, moving from left to right across front of goal from pretty far distance out, but he put that shot right in the middle of goal. An easy save early on for Doherty.
Lehman working the ball out over toward the far sideline. The pass looking forward now, but played nicely by the Hawks in midfield, as that's Ristovic. But his pass is going to be played away by Boella. Boella looking to get the ball in that time to Lefkowitz, but a nice defensive play that time by Ncaa. As the play is fighting for position, as we're going to have a foul called on the Dolphins, so it'll be a free kick coming up here for the Hawks.
And a good job there by Ncaa harassing Lefkowitz as both players fought for possession, and Hawks earned the free kick.
So Britta will take the free kick here for the Hawks as he skies that one into midfield. The pass back is going to be stolen away by Montesinos that time as he collides with Batista and goes down. And this time it's going to be a foul on the Hawks and a free kick, Joe, in a position where the Dolphins can make a dangerous play. And it looks like Lehman is going to take it for the Dolphins.
And not a spot that you'd like to commit a foul, positioning Lehman straight on from the goal as both teams now have committed their first foul of this first half. See the Dolphins look to play this free kick.
So it's Lehman with the free kick. Nice toward the far post, and that's going to be tapped just wide. So a nice offensive play that time by the Dolphins, but the final touch goes just wide, Joe.
And that was an excellent free kick by Ryan Lehman. Put it in a position where two of his Dolphins teammates were breaking in on that post. And if that ball is maybe a foot closer to either of those two Dolphins attackers, we may have a 1-0 game on our hands right now, but just out of the reach of two Dolphins. Here's another look.
So as we see that ball getting played in and tapped just wide. So good opportunity as we head back to live action, and Dragoon will play the ball up over to Vendra. Vendra, a nice ball looking for Boella as that ball is going to roll out of bounds. And that's going to be a corner kick for the Dolphins. So a nice play by the Dolphins, and that leads to an early corner kick opportunity here in the first half. Lefkowitz will take the corner here for the Dolphins as they look to attack toward the far post. Ball's headed across nicely, but that time it was Montesinos who just couldn't get up and get enough of it to get the ball on goal, Joe.
Two good opportunities for the Dolphins over the last couple of minutes, one on that free kick, another on that corner, as Montesinos may have made contact with that ball, but not toward goal as it ricocheted off of his head and went over the touchline. Goal kick upcoming for the Hawks, but if you're the Dolphins, you have to like what you've seen so far. Here's another look.
Yeah, as Lefkowitz putting that ball all the way across toward the far post, but Montesinos just couldn't time it enough to put that ball towards goal, but a nice opportunity, and here come the Dolphins once again as they look to get the ball into Montesinos. He's working against San Pedro. That ball will be knocked out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Dolphins, who continue to press forward with the attack. Ball worked into the corner. This time it's going to roll out of bounds once again. And the Dolphins will have a throw-in deep inside Hawk territory, and Lefkowitz will throw the ball deep inside the penalty area as he does there. But the ball played away nicely by the Hawk defense, but Dolphins really pressing forward as now it was Albanese. Albanese looking to overlap from his fullback position. That ball's going to be knocked toward the near sideline. Dragoon there to play it, and he'll work it back to Lehman. Lehman, long ball looking for Lefkowitz, cut out nicely that time by San Pedro. And now the Hawks will look to turn from defense to offense. Pass over now to Ristovic. Ristovic, a nice pass in the center of the field, but the flag up and the first offsides of the game, Joe, will get called on the Hawks.
And we've seen a lot of play to our left so far. We're positioned at the bottom of your screen at midfield, so that really the first opportunity for the Hawks in the attacking half of the field, and promptly they are called for the offsides as the ball already is back with their goalkeeper.
So it'll be Doherty throwing it up over to Ncaa. And the Hawks will now look to build up offensively. Pass up over the midfield line, that time to Camacho. And now it'll be Morales playing the ball for the Dolphins. Looking to get the ball to Lefkowitz. Lefkowitz working against San Pedro. And they'll let the ball roll out of bounds, and it'll be a free kick now for Hunter College. Played just over 10 minutes, 20 seconds here in this first half. It's been an entertaining beginning here, Joe. Both teams playing well. Dolphins looking forward to pressing the attack.
Well, as I said before, we've seen a lot of action to our left. The Dolphins really have done a good job controlling possession early in this game. Hunter, I believe, has only crossed midfield once with possession of the ball, and that possession came to an end quickly with the offsides call. The Dolphins, a couple of good chances, one off a free kick, one off a corner. 11 minutes into this first half, it certainly seems the advantage belongs to CSI right now.
So that ball looking to be played forward now as Pine looking to press the attack. It's Dragoon with the ball, working the ball back up over to Lehman. Lehman, a long pass down the far sideline looking for Arianis. Arianis flying down the far sideline, looking to chip it across. It now comes right across the center of the field, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds. And it's going to be a throw-in here for the Dolphins. So Dolphins pressing forward with the attack once again, Joe. And they'll end up with another throw-in deep inside Hawk territory.
And how quickly that attack got going, as Ryan Lehman may have intended to clear the ball either way. Made a great pass up the sideline, as it is a corner kick for the Dolphins to be taken by Philip Lefkowitz.
So Lefkowitz to take the corner. A long winding ball into the center of the field once again, punched away and played away, but the Dolphins able to keep it in, and a swinging bicycle kick will knock that ball out of bounds. So it'll be a free kick once again for Hunter College as the Dolphins continue to buzz around deep inside Hawk territory.
Flashy pass by Albanese, flashier shot by Carlos Montesinos. That one well wide on the attempted bicycle kick, but Dolphins keeping the pressure on early in this first half, over 12 minutes in now.
So it'll be Doherty to take the free kick as he works that up the near sideline looking for Brito, but Boella there to play it away for the Dolphins. Now it's Boella working the ball back up over to Vendra. Vendra with a little bit of an opening, but a nice defensive play that time by Ncaa. But the Dolphins will end up with another corner kick as the Dolphins really starting to put the pressure on the Hawk defense. And a couple of corner kicks, Joe, given away a little bit easily in the last few minutes.
Yeah, this will be corner number 3 for the College of Staten Island. Already 4 shots in the game for CSI as well. And once again, it will be Lefkowitz to take the corner, this time from the left of goal.
Yeah, and he's been taking dangerous in this first half. Is that one a short corner, back-heeled into the net? A beautiful play that time as it's Mike Arianis back-heeling the ball off the pass from the near post. And just like that, the College of Staten Island takes a 1-0 lead.
And CSI had kept the pressure on for 13 minutes, and finally the College of Staten Island breaks through with a goal on shot attempt number 5. Arianis from Lefkowitz on the corner kick at the start of the 14th minute. So the College of Staten Island out to an early 1-0 lead. And Mike, and I said it before, it's been all CSI so far in terms of possession. Finally they break through.
Yeah, you can't allow the Dolphins that many offensive opportunities as we have another look at Arianis coming off after putting that goal into the back of the cage. And, we mentioned the versatility of this team, Joe, as you see that back heel off the pass to the near post. A beautiful goal that time by Arianis as the Dolphins take a 1-0 lead. And for Mike, that's his 3rd goal of the year. And, Joe, we mentioned before the amount of firepower that this team has throughout the lineup. And Arianis, who's been playing great soccer all year long, rewarded on that back heel with his 3rd of the year, and the Dolphins lead 1-0.
And Arianis, a player who's also served as a substitute on many occasions this season as well, and today gets into the starting lineup and puts an early goal up on the scoreboard. Dolphins can go with just about any lineup they want. John Tardy comfortable mixing and matching, and players who are among the leaders in goals on this team oftentimes come off the bench for the College of Staten Island. And I believe Bryant Navarro will be coming off the bench for CSI today, another one of CSI's leading goal scorers.
Yeah, that's Lehman playing the ball back out over to Morales. Now Dragoon. Dragoon has the ball taken away that time. Nice play momentarily by Camacho. And now Hunter able to make a play and look to post the ball on the offensive side. So good pressing attack here by the Hawks. A long pass across in toward the center of the net, but that time it's going to be played by Carucci, and that was the best offensive-looking play for Hunter here this afternoon.
It was that ball in front, but Carucci right there all over. Another Dolphin as well, marking the player, making a break toward the far post. Well defended by CSI.
As that ball is going to be played up that time by Merlo, but the Dolphins will retrieve the ball as that's Morales in the center of the field. Now Vendra. Vendra working the ball across up over to the far side. As Hunter looking to clog the far side, now the Dolphins bring it all the way across to get the ball up over to Albanese. Albanese with some space, working that ball to Montesinos. He goes down, the ball knocked out of bounds, but it'll be another throw-in for the Dolphins. Boella working the ball up over to Lefkowitz. Now it's Albanese. Dragoom over now to Vendra. Vendra looking to overlap towards goal. Instead, Lefkowitz bringing the ball in toward the center of the field. Now Dragoom, but once again, Hunter, a nice defensive play that time, as Benitez will be fouled by Dragoom on the play, and it'll be a free kick coming up here for the Hawks. Ncaa. Pine looking to work the ball back. That's the Dolphins lining up across the midfield line, and Hunter looking to find the way across. Ncaa. Now Batista out on the far side of the field. Working it out over to Benitez. A couple of plays go down, but it's Lefkowitz coming away with the ball for the Dolphins. Lefkowitz working on the play. He's going to be knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be another throw-in coming up here for the Dolphins.
Dolphins have spent a lot of time in the attacking third, whether it be throwing in or attempting corner kicks. CSI has kept the pressure on throughout the entirety of this first half thus far. Hawks haven't had an answer yet.
Yeah, and it's Lefkowitz who throws the ball in as well as takes the corner kicks, as that's a long throw in. It goes up under Montesinos, and now Arianes comes back to play the ball, and he plays it onto the far side of the field. But we're going to have a whistle and an offsides called on Lefkowitz, so it'll be the first offsides of the game for the Dolphins and a free kick here for the Hawks.
And the Hawks knew it, and good thing for their sake. They were right about that offsides call because all of them stopped running and immediately signaled to the official that Lefkowitz was off. But I think Lefkowitz was a bit far ahead on that last attack.
Ncaa working the ball up towards Benitez. Now the ball's going to be played back up over to Camacho, but Camacho's pass too far ahead of everybody, and Carucci there to play it for the Dolphins. Pine in the center of the field, working it to Batista. Nice sliding play by Albanese, and Albanese comes away with the ball. 50-50 balls in the midfield. Misplay a little bit that time by San Pedro, and the Dolphins looking to take advantage. Lefkowitz working the ball up over to Montesinos. His shot, and a beautiful save that time by Doherty, and beautiful offensive play by the Dolphins, and a nice playing goal by Doherty to keep this game 1-0, but it'll be another corner kick for the Dolphins.
And a great backheel pass by Joe Balello to find Carlos Montesinos and give him the opportunity to work one-on-one in front. A great shot by Montesinos. Looks like that one may have been just inside under the crossbar had the keeper not gotten hands on it, but a nice save by Doherty as well to keep that one out of the net. Another corner kick upcoming for the Dolphins. I believe this is number 4.
Lefkowitz to take that corner kick once again for the Dolphins. He bends it right in towards goal, and Doherty there to make the catch for the Hawks. We head into the 20th minute here in this first half. Dolphins leading by a score of 1-0. CUNYAC Game of the Week right here on CSI Sportsnet. First of 2 this afternoon. Dolphins and Hawks get it started on the men's side. Brito looking to work against Albanese. Brito, a nice job to work the ball into the center of the penalty area. Dragoom able to come away with the ball, and now it's worked forward to Lefkowitz. Long ball down the far sidelines. Arianes flying down the far side once again. Arianes. Beautiful play to Montesinos. He's grabbed down on the play. No call. Beautiful play that time by the Dolphins. Montesinos knocked down on the play, and now we're going to have a foul called on the Dolphins, and it'll be a free kick here for Hunter College.
And that was set up by the speed of Mike Arianes, making that break along the far sideline, getting out ahead of the Hawks defense. Good pass inside to Montesinos. We'll get another look at it.
Yeah, as you see Arianes at the end of that beautiful run, and then Montesinos looking to break inside. He was taken down on the play, but referee was having none of it, and it's going to roll out of bounds, and it's going to be a throw-in once again for the Dolphins.
And there was a hand on the back of Montesinos, but it looked like he just lost his footing in front. Tough to tell from that distance, but looks like a good no call.
So it's going to be a foul, actually, and it'll be a free kick upcoming here for the Dolphins, as it will be Albanese to take it as he skies that ball long into the top of the penalty area, but instead it's going to be knocked away by Pine. But played away once again by Vendra. Albanese. Albanese attacking once again. Lefkowitz. Lefkowitz looking to break toward the center of the field. Good job defensively that time by the Hawks to force him back. Quintero. And that's going to go out of bounds. And it looks like it's going to be a throw-in for the Dolphins once again. Dolphins continuing to press the issue. Hawks doing a good job, though, keeping them away from that big chance, Joe. Game still 1-0.
And the Dolphins have been at their best on the attack when moving forward with speed. And here we have another attacking play for the Dolphins again.
Look at Boella with that beautiful feed over to Lefkowitz, but the flag is up for the offsides.
Well, that attack developed quickly, Mike, and as I was saying, the Dolphins have been at their best in this game when moving forward with some speed, primarily along that far sideline. It's been that one long ball that has gotten the Hawks in trouble. When the Dolphins have been forced to move the ball slowly up the field, the Hawks have done a much better job of getting on the dribbler and making sure that no one breaks open. But right there, Lefkowitz did indeed break open. Unfortunately for the Dolphins, he was a stride or two offsides.
Yeah, that was a beautiful move by Boella on that play, Joe, completely turning around the Hawk defender. But Lefkowitz goes onside. But here come the Hawks with a beautiful counter attack that leads to a great opportunity on goal. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by the Dolphins, so it'll be a corner kick here for Hunter College. And that was a nice-looking play that time for the Hawks.
Most dangerous opportunity for the Hawks if you're a Dolphins defender back there. Very quickly, the Hawks moving forward on the attack. The cross, a good one in front. Dolphins got a foot on it, thankfully, because there was an attacker right in the center of the goal. Corner upcoming for Hunter College.
Yeah, and that's going to be Pine to take the corner. Adam Pine taking it, a long high ball all the way to the top of the penalty area, headed away nicely by the Dolphin defense. And now it's going to be played out into the center of the field to Lefkowitz. Long ball up the far sideline once again to Arianis, and that's at least the third or fourth time this half, Joe. He's had those long runs down the far sideline.
And going back to that corner for just one moment, the flag was blowing from right to left, the corner taken from the right of goal, and I think that one was caught up a bit by the wind, and that set up the Dolphins to make that pass to Arianis. They were able to secure possession along the far sideline and play that ball up to Arianis all the way up the field, once again using his speed to make a competitive run for that ball.
Dolphins looking to play the ball forward. Once again, Arianis to Lefkowitz. He's been all over the field here in the first half. Lefkowitz working the ball up over to Vendra now. Vendra looking for a little bit of space, but once again, a nice defensive play by the Hawks, who knocked the ball forward, but Quintero there to reverse it. Now they feed the ball to Arianis. Arianis looked to play the ball in front. It's going to be knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be a free kick upcoming here for Hunter College.
Thankfully for Arianis, there's some space behind the touchline because he went tumbling straight into the fence.
25th minute of play here at the CSI Soccer Complex. Dolphins leading by a score of 1-0. Both teams coming off of 1-0 victories earlier in the week. The Dolphins against Brooklyn College on the road. And Hunter College able to win against Lehman College, and the Dolphins leading here by a score of 1-0. And, you know, we mentioned earlier in the pregame, Joe, Hunter not with the firepower offensively that the Dolphins have shown here so far this year.
No, but they have gotten it done defensively overall this season, allowing less than 2 goals per game. And they may need to do that once again here today to have a chance in this one, as CSI already leading 1-0, a team that averages just shy of 5 goals per game. Hunter certainly will need to slow them down and, of course, get on the scoreboard to get back in this one. We saw the women play from behind 2 goals the other day, cut that lead in half late in that game with about 10 minutes to go. They couldn't make up the difference, so Hunter would like to get on the scoreboard a bit sooner than that.
Yeah, and a lot of Dolphins all over the field, Joe. You could pick your player, Montesinos, Boella, Lefkowitz, Dragoon, Vendra. Dolphins playing very well here in the first half. But Hunter College doing a nice job, Joe, really stabilizing defensively and finding a way now to get a few attacks of their own.
They have been better since that goal was scored by the College of Staten Island. We've seen some more play to our right, really for the first time in this first half. but the Dolphins able to dispossess the Hawks quickly in the midfield right there and move forward.
Lefkowitz playing the ball on the far side. Now it's Dragoom. Dragoom spinning in the center of the field, looking for Sarum, looking for Arianis. It looked like he was offsides, and he was, Joe. So the flag up, and it will be a free kick upcoming here for Hunter College.
Dolphins have been aggressive, making runs on the attack, and sometimes offsides are a result of that aggressiveness, but you have to like the results you've gotten if you're the College of Staten Island so far. We'll see if the Hawks get a bit more aggressive on the attack themselves, though they have been better with their attacking play over the last few minutes.
Yeah, Arianis playing great here in this first half for the Dolphins, causing a lot of havoc on that far side of the field. Actually got the goal on the near side of the field and really creating chaos all afternoon long for the Dolphins. 50-50 ball in the center of the field, and now Pine is going to knock it forward, but Dragoom there to step up for the Dolphins. Dragoom able to work his way past Pine. Now it's Montesinos with the shot. That's going to be blocked away by Sam Pedro, and we're going to have a whistle on the play. And it looks like we're going to have a free kick here for the Dolphins, Joe.
Well, we have a break in the action for just a few moments. It's a good time to go and grab a Pepsi, as we would like to thank Pepsi, our sponsor, the official soft drink of the CUNYAC Conference.
Free kick upcoming here for the Dolphins, leading by the score of 1-0. It's going to be a free kick. Montesinos there over the ball. Lefkowitz there as well. Hunter forming a wall in front. 4 players in the initial wall, along with 1 Dolphin, and the wind at the back of CSI on this kick here.
Start wider! Mikey, wider!
So we're waiting for the signal for the play to begin. Both teams jockeying for position. Montesinos to take it, and he drives it just over the near post and out of bounds, so it'll be a free kick for Hunter. So the Dolphins tried to play it right on goal, Joe, with the long shot by Montesinos, but just wide.
And a good effort there by Montesinos on the free kick. Not a bad shot attempt at all, just a bit wide and perhaps a little bit high as well, as we'll get another look at it. That one just missing the cross section where the post meets the crossbar up in the corner.
As you see,
Dolphins took some time to get set on that last free kick, but it's coming.
it's played up the near side now and played there by Ncaa. Into the center of the field to Batista. Batista's pass that time is going to be knocked away. And here come the Dolphins once again. That's Morales with a rare appearance on this side of the midfield line, but it's going to be played away by Pine. Albanese trying to keep that one in play, unable to do so, so it'll be a throw-in here for the Hawks. Hunter looking to work the ball across the field now. Ball's going to be played up to Ncaa, but Lefkowitz there to play it back to Morales. Now the Dolphins looking to play the ball forward once again, as that's Quintero. Long pass across to Albanese. Albanese and Pine. Now Boella, but Boella working the ball just a little bit too far ahead. And Batista there to knock it away. It'll go out of bounds. And now Matthew Maja will come in to throw it in. Pine. Nice play by Dragoom to step up and get the ball out over to Vendra. Now it's Lefkowitz. Lefkowitz splitting 2 Hawk defenders. Boella looking to feed the ball forward. Well, I should say Montesinos looking for Boella, but now it'll be Lehman once again in the center of the field. Vendra. Nice ball to Montesinos. Now it's Vendra. Vendra looking for Boella. Dolphins looking to string together a series of passes. Instead, the Hawks knock it away. And Dragoom now over to Quintero with some speed. Quintero knocked down on the play, and the flag will go up. We're going to have a foul on the play, and we're going to have a yellow card as well on the play, as I believe that's John Batista, number 5, Joe, that will pick up the yellow. As it's Quintero who's shaking up on the play here, Joe, for the Dolphins.
And you never want to see a player go down, but the way this Dolphins team has played defensively, you definitely don't want to see Wilson Quintero go down. As CSI has been stellar defensively throughout this game and the season, as we mentioned, allowing only a goal per game coming in. And we do have a score update from within the CUNYAC conference as well. Men's soccer, John Jay over Medgar Evers right now, 2-0 in the 64th minute, and CCNY over York in the 20th minute. Pair of CUNYAC games taking place right now as we cover the game of the week from the College of Staten Island. And those teams, as we mentioned before, in the CUNYAC, as I get those standings in front of me. A lot of paperwork here, but right now, CCNY, York, Medgar, John Jay rounding out the bottom of the conference out of that order as you get a look at the CUNYAC standings.
As Joe Quintero up on his feet, and like you mentioned, really good news for the Dolphins. And he's one of those players, Joe. You don't necessarily call his name a lot, but he's always making the solid play, and doesn't make that big mistake that could lead to a goal. And that kind of skill is always very underrated.
And those crucial errors in the back are always costly, and that's something the Dolphins have done a good job avoiding all season long. And Wilson Quintero, a big part of that is. It looks like Philip Lefkowitz will take this free kick for the College of Staten Island as the wind picks up, blowing from right to left on your screen behind the Dolphins right now. They should get some help.
So let's see what the Dolphins could do with this one. As it will be Lefkowitz as Dolphins look to shoot that ball towards goal, but doesn't get through the initial wall of the Hawks. And now Lefkowitz once again to Dragoom. Beautiful move by Dragoom to turn the defender around, but his shot goes wide. What a play that time by Mcu Dragoom, Joe, but he just couldn't get that finishing shot on goal.
And great dribbling there by Dragoom, moving toward goal and then getting a strong shot off as well. I believe that might have been left-footed. I'm not sure if that's his dominant foot or not. We'll get another look at the shot. You see the dribbling there through traffic. That was indeed a left-footed shot. Again, I don't know if that's his dominant foot, but a good shot nonetheless by Dragoon. A good opportunity for the Dolphins there to extend their lead to 2. Fortunately for the Hawks, that shot wide.
Yeah, and I think Dragoon spun San Pedro completely around. He did a 360 in the center of the penalty area. But Hunter College able to escape, and now it'll be Arianes playing the ball, looking to work against Pine. 50-50 ball in midfield, played nicely there by the Hawks, as that's Ristovic. Ristovic playing the ball back towards the defensive line, and it'll be played there by Carucci, but we had a collision in midfield. Didn't see it, Joe, as Dragoom crashed into Benitez on the play. Benitez got that big game-winning goal, Joe, we mentioned earlier in the game against Lehman College earlier this week. Both players are okay. The foul will be on Dragoom, and it'll be a free kick coming up here, as that's Ncaa. Ncaa's pass forward is going to be played now by Boella. Boella has the ball taken away momentarily in midfield, but the Dolphins able to sky the ball down the far sideline. And here comes Lefkowitz flying down, and that forces San Pedro to knock the ball out of bounds. And, that's the kind of pressure, Joe, the Dolphins have been putting on the Hawks all afternoon.
And when the Dolphins have sent the ball up that far sideline, there has always been someone there on the attack to receive it. That time it was Lefkowitz. We've seen Mike Arianes playing that area of the field as well. And that's how the Dolphins have done a great job maintaining consistent pressure throughout this first half on the attack.
Dolphins now looking to play the ball forward is Lefkowitz. Navarro spinning, getting himself a little bit of room, and it's going to be played by Doherty. And it'll be a free kick for Hunter College as Navarro checking into the game and getting himself an opportunity within the first couple of minutes as the Dolphins continue to try to press forward. But Hawks doing a good job, Joe, keeping this a 1-0 game.
And they've done much better defensively since that first Dolphins goal. The chances were many for the Dolphins in the early minutes, but it's been less over the past few. And here's another.
Now it's going to be Boella. Boella looking to work his way inside. And that was going to be Maja, the 5'11 freshman, to knock it out of bounds. And that's going to create another opportunity here for the Dolphins. Here in this 39th minute of play in this first half. I should say 34th. As that's played in front is Doherty. having to come up and make the play on the ball. He's able to get enough of it, Joe, and pick it up on a bounce, and it'll be a free kick now for Hunter College.
And he's been busy in goal so far in this one for the Hawks. That last shot, number 11 for the Dolphins in this game. 4 on goal thus far, or I should say that last ball toward goal, not a shot.
The error taken down on the play, and now Hunter College with a free kick opportunity and an opportunity to play it deep into the Dolphin offensive zone. As that's Lara coming up to play it again, and a nice play to knock it out of bounds. As that was Quintero once again with the good defensive play. And it'll be a throw-in for Hunter, one of the rare offensive opportunities, Joe, for Hunter here in the first half to throw the ball in deep inside Dolphin territory.
And a chance perhaps upcoming for the Hawks. They've been starved for those for the majority of this first half. So we did have a Hawks substitution coming on.
John Batista, who picked up that yellow a few moments ago, checking out of the game. And the Dolphins looking to counterattack, but just purple jerseys back at the midfield line as the ball's going to be played out on the far sideline once again to Lefkowitz. Long ball looking for Boella. Boella coming together with Batista and Ncaa, and it's going to be Doherty coming away with the ball.
And that last entry for the Hawks was number 16, Mark Kersnerman.
Navarro. Boella now getting the ball out over to Vendra, who worked the ball back up over to Albanese. As we get into the 35th minute of play here in the first half. Pass across to Albanese, but pass a little bit too far ahead, and that forces him to play the ball out of bounds, and it's going to be a throw-in for Hunter College. Throw in deep along the far sideline. As Hunter College playing the ball back defensively. They look to play it forward, but it's going to be Vendra there for the Dolphins. Vendra pushed on the play, and it's going to be a free kick opportunity here for the Dolphins.
Advantage Dolphins in the shots department, a +10 for the College of Staten Island in this first half, 11-1. In total shots. As I mentioned before, 4 of those Dolphin shots on goal. 1 has found the back of the net thus far. It's another free kick upcoming for the College of Staten Island here with just under 8:30 to go in the first half.
And this is going to be Vendra to take the free kick here for the Dolphins as he skies that ball into the center of the box, and it's going to be headed just wide on the play. I think that was Boella, Joe, that got his head on the ball, but nice-looking play that time, but shot goes wide.
We've seen some good free kicks from the Dolphins in this game. Ryan Lehman with one of them, and I think that was Lehman again on that one, and also Carlos Montesinos with a good shot attempt. We've seen Philip Lefkowitz attempt a free kick as well, I believe.
As you have an opportunity to see that header go wide for the Dolphins. Just a reminder, the official clock kept on the field. 7:45 remaining here in this first half. Dolphins leading by a score of 1-0. The Dolphins have controlled play, Joe. They've controlled the shots. But Hunter College still just one play away.
And that's the important thing. If you're the Hawks right now, you're one big goal away from getting even in this one. And from that point, anything can happen, but they have to knot up the score first. And the Dolphins have done a great job so far making sure that doesn't happen, really limiting the chances for Hunter College thus far in this first half. The Hawks had it a bit better beyond that first Dolphins goal, but it seems over the last few minutes, CSI has seized control of possession once again.
Vendra right in the midfield circle. And he'll work the ball back up over to Lehman. And the Dolphins look to press forward on the attack once again. Pass looking for Navarro, cut out nicely by San Pedro. But the Dolphins come away with possession as Lefkowitz looking for Arianes. It comes now to a wide open Boella, who puts that ball in the net. And just like that, the Dolphins take a 2-0 lead.
And a great shot there by Joe Boella. Tucked it inside that far post. Really nothing that Noah Dougherty can do in between the pipes there. The ball trickled through a couple of Hawks defenders off the foot of a Dolphin and found its way to Boella in front for the second Dolphins goal. And now the Hawks are 2 big plays away from getting even in this game. And the way things have gone for them so far this season, it may be tough for them to put up 2 goals.
As you see Arianes play that ball through to Boella, and boy, he made no mistake, and he was standing there wide open, Joe, right in the center of the Hawk penalty area, and Noah Doherty getting up and very upset with his defense, and certainly has a right to be on the play. But, Boella getting himself in position. Arianes, I think, got a touch on the ball, and, he made no mistake with it, and he drilled it in for his 12th of the year, and the Dolphins open up a big 2-0 lead.
And he absolutely has a right to be upset, as nobody was marking Boella. 3 Hawks defenders in the area, but none of them challenging Joe Boella for that ball. He was able to set his feet and choose exactly where he wanted to put that shot, and he put it in the perfect spot where it couldn't be saved, just inside that right post, extending the Dolphins' lead to 2 goals.
So we hear the official goal scoring on the play. It'll be Boella, and it's going to be Lefkowitz with the assist. So looks like the ball played right through through Arianes, and another beautiful play by the Dolphins as Lefkowitz picks up his team-leading 11th assist on the year, Joe. And, how many times have we said his name here in the first half?
Many, Mike, and that's no different from many of the other Dolphins games we've covered so far this season. He's been a huge part of what the Dolphins have done on the attack so far in 2018, and there's no reason to expect that won't continue.
Boella, he's been active all here in this first half. Boella shouldered to the ground on the play, no call. But Dragoom able to play the ball away, and now it's going to be touched in the center of the field. We have a collision on the play, and a foul will be called, and it looks like it's going to be a foul on the Hawks, and that's going to give the Dolphins another golden opportunity. As we should mention, at halftime, Adeola Latunji will join us, and Joe Latunji coming off of a big year. It is first year as a basketball player on the CSI Dolphins. Dolphins winning themselves a CUNYAC championship, and I'm sure they're going to be looking for more on the second-year head coach TJ Tibbs, and we'll have Latunji joining us as the free kick upcoming as that shot's blocked by the wall, and the second opportunity by Lefkowitz goes wide. So nice opportunity there for the Dolphins, but the shot goes wide.
Lefkowitz attempting that free kick, attempting that last shot, and on that last goal, he picked up his 2nd assist of the game, his 12th of this 2018 season. So not only is Lefkowitz a goal scorer who's put 8 goals up on the scoreboard for the Dolphins in 2018, but he leads them in the assist department right now with 12.
Yeah, 12 goals, a big number, and Navarro came in, I think, was 4th in the country, Joe, in goal scoring with 12, and Boella with his 12th will go up and join him. And, the Dolphins really showing a lot of firepower here and making it very difficult on their opponents, and makes it even more impressive that Brooklyn was able to hold them to just 1 goal.
It really was impressive that the Bulldogs were able to do that. Not something we're accustomed to seeing from this Dolphins team, putting up only 1 goal in a game, but that did occur against Brooklyn College, and today already with a pair. Being told in that game, Brooklyn put 6 defenders back, so that could be in large part responsible for the Dolphins only putting 1 goal up on the scoreboard. But nonetheless, CSI already with 2 goals in this game as we approach 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Hawks have some work to do.
So it'll be a throw-in upcoming here for Hunter College. Dolphins with 5 shots on goal. Hunter's still looking for their first shot on goal. They've had some flashes and had some opportunities, Joe, but really it's been the case all season long. Just Dolphins just strong in every area of the field and really put a lot of pressure on and, have a lot of answers when teams are looking to defend them.
And when it comes down to it, it's been dominance of possession and a plethora of shot opportunities for the Dolphins. They've had far more opportunities than the opposition in the games we've covered. They've often possessed the ball for far longer than the opposition, and when both of those things occur, it's very difficult for an opposing team to compete, and that's been the case for the Hawks today.
Boy, Hunter College was offsides by at least a couple of steps. The linesman had his flag up the entire time, and now the referee acknowledges that flag, so it'll be a free kick upcoming here for the Dolphins. CUNYAC Game of the Week coverage right here on CSI Sportsnet. First of 2 this afternoon. Dolphins leading here in the opener against Hunter College by a score of 2-0. The women will follow up against CCNY, a pair of conference unbeaten teams. As both teams coming in 3-0 in the conference, Joe, and CSI women's team playing very well, and CCNY will put them to the test here in game number 2.
We saw a good competitive game played by the women 3 days ago, and we expect that to be the case again today.
Albanese looking to turn and put that one towards goal, but he shanks it well wide, and it's going to be a free kick upcoming here for Hunter College inside of 85 seconds remaining here in the first half. Dolphins leading 2-0 and playing a very strong first half.
As we had 2 balls on the field for just a moment.
So it'll be Doherty to take the free kick opportunity. Really can't blame him for either goal here in the first half. 50-50 ball played in midfield, and Lefkowitz looking to wheel it into Boella. Boella looking to get the ball inside, but instead Doherty will come up to make the play. Ristovic with the ball. Played away by Albanese. Now Lehman will work the ball all the way back to Carucci. And, Joe, it's been a long time since he touched the ball.
And I'm sure the Dolphins would like to see it stay that way, as you don't like to see your goalkeeper busy.
Lefkowitz flying down that sideline once again. And Dolphins come at you with a lot of speed down that sideline. Lefkowitz running down both sides. And Ariana's flying here this whole first half. Corner kick for the Dolphins as they get the ball all the way across, but flag went up, and that's going to do it. As the clock will stop, though, so that will give the Dolphins an opportunity to retake the corner.
We've already seen Arianas and Lefkowitz go tumbling into that fence, a testament to their speed, unable to slow down as they give chase to that ball along the far sideline.
Played in toward the center and headed away, and that's going to wind down the clock, and that's going to bring us to halftime, Joe. The Dolphins got off to a strong start once again. Goal by Arianas, his 3rd. Goal by Boella, his 12th. Both assisted by Lefkowitz, and the Dolphins lead 2-0.
And a great first half on the attack for the Dolphins. Also a stellar first half defensively. Very few chances for the Hawks in this game. Did have the one corner kick, I believe one shot as well, but that's really been it for Hunter College. It's been all Dolphins so far through half number 1 in our CUNYAC Game of the Week. CSI leads 2-0.
So we're at halftime here. The Dolphins leading by a score of 2-0. Why don't we step aside and take a break? When we are back, we'll be joined by men's basketball star Adiola Latunji, as we'll talk a little CSI men's basketball as you're watching exclusive CUNYAC Game of the Week coverage on your voice of everything CSI Sports, CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.
I got a crick in my neck, limp in my step, cramping in my muscles every time I try to flex. But I don't want to get on. It's very sad when all that I can do was remember you. You know I usually stay now, but if you throw me love, I'll throw you some more.
Hi, I'm Peter, and there's nothing I love more than sharing vegetables with my friends.
Come on in! Help yourself to anything.
That's why we give our food the utmost respect it deserves. Did you know there are simple steps we can all take to help save food? You can cook it, store it, even share it. Just don't waste it. Because when it comes to food, better ache than never. To learn more, visit SaveTheFood.com.
I remember, Dad, you and Mom got this car with a hatchback. I said, I'd be happy to give you the money to get a really great car. And he said, well, no, this works for me. I says, why? Because it's the right height to put the meals in. Dad, tell me when you first got an inkling about Meals on Wheels.
There was kind of an abandoned house. That's where we got started with Meals on Wheels. We kind of filled a need for people as they got older.
It's the human interaction that probably fed them much more than the food.
Oh, yeah. When you can see somebody else benefiting by your life in some way, you can't help but feel good about it, I think.
Well, the reason I'm involved, Dad, is because you are, and you're so inspiring. How you've impacted people is enormous.
Drop off a warm meal and get more than you expect. Volunteer at americaletsdolunch.org.
America, let's do lunch.
No one ever won a race because it was their turn. And guzzling the right sports drink never won all 3 sets. You can't talk your way through a tournament, and luck doesn't last. Real champions know that it takes more to do more, because wanting it just isn't good enough. You've got to be smarter, faster, tougher. After all, if championships were easy, everybody would have one. City University of New York Athletic Conference. Learn, play, succeed.
And we're back from the CSI Soccer Complex. Joe Foreman here at midfield right now. Dolphins lead the Hawks in the CUNYAC game of the week by a score of 2-0. And I'm joined for a special halftime interview by CSI men's basketball star Adeola Latunji. Latunji just completing his first year with the College of Staten Island men's basketball program. And Adeola, I have to ask you why you chose the College of Staten Island. As I know, as being a former student, it's a great experience here at the college. As an athlete, why did you choose to pursue a career at CSI?
This is my hometown, and I have a good relationship with Coach TJ Tibbs, and that was the best option for me.
And both you and Coach Tibbs in your first years at the College of Staten Island. For students potentially considering a career as a student athlete, what would you tell them to expect potentially entering their first year?
Stay on top of your grades, for one, and it's a lot of hard work.
Well, I'm not an athlete myself, but as a former student, I know the importance of keeping your grades up. It's how I got a job here at CSI Athletics. My former professor and head of our department, Dave Pedro, getting me involved here at CSI Athletics, so I'm very grateful for that. And I know the importance of academics myself. And last year, you guys, of course, winning the CUNYAC championship. And in our CUNY game of the week, I have to ask you what it's like to win a CUNYAC championship for all those athletes out there in the conference watching and those who are looking to experience that for the first time themselves.
It starts in the off season. It was my first year, so it was really good, but it doesn't matter if we don't get back to that same place. So we're looking to work day by day. It's all these baby steps lead to success. So hopefully we work and get back there and complete the same thing.
Well, individually, your play got better and better as the season went along, and Mike and I saw it in all the games we covered. You got progressively better and better all year long. How did that evolution occur in your game, and what contributed to that increase in the level of your play as the season went on?
More practice, again, and putting shots with my teammates, watching a lot of film to see where I could get better at, the spots that I'm good at, and then perfecting my craft.
And, of course, the highlight of the year for us, and I'm sure for you as well, was playing in the NCAA tournament. Mike, Dave, and I got to come out on the road and cover the game here on CSI Sportsnet. It was a lot of fun for us. We hope to be back on the road with you guys this year yet again. What was that experience like for you in your first NCAA tournament game? I know it was a lot of fun for us.
Yeah, it was really fun. The turnout wasn't what we wanted, but we will be back. I think so. Well,
I like the bold declaration on getting back. And one last question for you, Adeola. This season, of course, now a bold declaration that you guys will be back in the NCAA tournament. We'd love to see it. What are your expectations for this year's upcoming CSI men's basketball season?
There's a lot of new faces, and we have to build chemistry, so I just think we should just take it day by day, and we shall see as the season comes.
Oh, I like the smile when you began that answer. So a lot of things upcoming for CSI men's basketball this year. Should be another entertaining year. I know we enjoyed covering it. Adeola, thanks for joining us.
Adeola won a race because it was their turn. And guzzling the right sports drink never won all 3 sets. You can't talk your way through a tournament, and luck doesn't last. Real champions know that it takes more to do more, because wanting it just isn't good enough. You've got to be smarter, faster, tougher. After all, if championships were easy, everybody would have one. City University of New York Athletic Conference. Learn, play, succeed.
Oh, listen now, can you hear the bluebirds? Oh, look up now, can you feel the sun? Listen now, can you hear the bluebirds? Oh, look up now, can you feel the sun?
We're back here at halftime. The College of Staten Island leading this game by a score of 2-0. And, you know, Joe, for the Dolphins, they got the goal from Arianis in the 14th minute, a goal from Boella in the 39th minute, but really played very well in this game right from the start.
They have, Mike, and if you take a look at the stat line, it has been all Dolphins in this game. And I should mention that our halftime stats are brought to you by Municipal Credit Union. MCU is one of the oldest and largest credit unions in the country. CUNY students and faculty are all eligible to join MCU and experience the benefits and security of credit union membership. For more information, please visit the Municipal Credit Union's website, nymcu.org. That's nymcu.org, and support the official credit union of CUNY Athletics. So those MCU halftime stats on your screen. Dolphins leading in shots now, 17-1. The last time we took a look at that number, it was +10. Dolphins wrap up the first half at a +16. 5 shots on goal in this game, all taken by the College of Staten Island. Corners favor the Dolphins 6-1. Both teams have committed 6 fouls and 3 offsides calls against CSI, 2 against Hunter. So not many offsides calls in that first half, despite a very aggressive attacking first half by the College of Staten Island. We saw a lot of long runs with great speed along the sidelines, especially that far sideline on the opposite side from us, and CSI really dominating possession in that first half as well. Of course, we don't have a time of possession number for you, but just based on the eye test and what we saw, the amount of play to our left, CSI certainly possessed the ball far longer than Hunter College did.
Yeah, and you know, Joe, the Dolphins have now played 5.5 games of CUNYAC soccer here. In 2018, they've allowed just 1 goal. That goal came with the Dolphins having a double-digit lead against York College on what was a very tough penalty kick call very late in the game. So really the Dolphins not allowing a goal from the field here in 2018 in conference play. We're underway here in this second half, and Hunter College will have the advantage of the wind at their back here in half number 2 as Boella gets the ball up over to Arianis, over to Dragum, and, you know, just one substitute here in this first half, Joe, for the Dolphins, and that was Bryant Navarro. And, you know, why would you substitute? These players are playing so well here for the Dolphins this afternoon.
They really have, and it says a lot that Bryant Navarro, the team's leading goal scorer, came in off the bench in that first half, something the Dolphins have done before. Navarro came in primarily as a substitute last year as well.
as it's going to be a throw in here for the Dolphins, as it'll be Quintero getting the ball up into Vendra, and it's going to be stolen away nicely that time by Camacho. Camacho feeding the ball up the near sidelines, as that was Benitez looking to work his way inside. Instead, Morales gets in front of him, shoulders him off the ball, and it will end up with a free kick here for the Dolphins. And a very quiet, strong defensive play that time for the Dolphins by Miguel Morales.
And that's a good point, Mike. And it's plays like that that are a big reason why the Dolphins haven't surrendered many opportunities in this game. We've seen a ball like that moving toward the touchline. The Dolphins have been able to run those down, really haven't been boxed out off the ball in situations like that. But right there, Morales boxing the attacker away from the ball, not giving him a chance to gain possession and earning a goal kick for the Dolphins.
Dolphins trying to play the ball away. Instead, it's going to be turned towards goal that time by Benitez, and Carucci comes flying out of goal. He crashes in to Carucci, and he'll get called for the foul. And, that time Carucci came out very aggressively. I think that was against Camacho. Came out very aggressively against Camacho and kind of collided into Camacho. But as is usually the case, when there's contact with the keeper, it's going to usually be called on the offensive player.
It usually is, and that was the case there as Carucci made a daring attempt to grab that ball out of the air. He had to leap over the attacking player to grab it and got the worst of it, but looks okay.
As Carucci's going to bring that free kick over to the near sidelines, and it's going to be played out of bounds that time by Benitez and thrown in quickly by Boella, who skies this one out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in coming up here for the Dolphins. Played just about 3 minutes, I should say, here in the second half. And now Arianes looks to get the Dolphins offense started as he feeds the ball up over to Vendra, but his pass will go out of bounds. And it will be Merlo to throw it in for the Hawks. Merlo's pass goes past everyone, and Morales will get the ball up over to Quintero. And now Lehman in the center of the field. Lehman, nice opening pass to Vendra, who gets the ball to Quintero. Nice give and go between Arianes and Quintero, and it's Vendra, but a nice defensive play that time by Regis Anama, the 6'2 freshman, who's played very well, Joe, for Hunter here this afternoon.
He has, but the Hawks need to get some attacking play going in this one. Finally crossed midfield, immediately dispossessed, and now giving chase is Ristovich. It's over the touchline and possession right back to the Dolphins.
And it looks like Montesinos will drift on over to throw the ball in for the Dolphins as they get the ball in play here in this 49th minute. Dolphins open the scoring in the 14th minute as Mike Arianes picked up his third goal off of a nice short corner kick by Leibowitz, and he was able to backheel the ball into the net, and then a beautiful play as Lefkowitz put the ball across. It went through Arianes onto the foot of Boella, and he was able to drill a shot into the corner of the net. He was wide open, and two nice goals for the Dolphins here, Joe, and they find themselves up 2-0.
And that second goal was really a breakdown for Hunter defensively. Three players surrounding Arianes, no one marking Boella, who is, as I said before, able to set his feet, choose exactly where he wanted to put that ball, and gave Noah Dougherty no chance to save it.
Hunter with an opportunity off the free kick, but instead it's going to be Navarro to wheel the ball out for the Dolphins. Anama working against Arianes. The ball played back, and here comes Navarro flying past the two Hawk defenders. Navarro over to Arianes. He tried to cross the ball over to Boella, but the ball just went a little bit too far ahead, and Joe, the Dolphins just one touch away there.
And the Dolphins bench wanted Navarro to keep moving forward on that one, chose instead to cut it back inside and try and set up one of his teammates. The ball intended for Boella, a bit too far ahead of him. Will be a throw-in for the Dolphins here.
So it'll be Lehman to throw the ball, receive the throw-in, I should say, and it's going to be Camacho to steal it away in midfield. As Camacho and Vendra tied up with each other, and I think Vendra will pick up the foul, as well as a word from the official.
He certainly got a handful of jersey on that last exchange.
Ball stolen nicely in the center of the field as it's Navarro over to Quintero. And now Wilson looking to overlap. Feeds it back up over to Navarro. Navarro got past one defender. The ball knocked away, but he's able to retrieve it. Feed it over to Boella. Quintero. Vendra trying to work his way past a couple of Hawk defenders, but instead it's going to be turned away by Benitez. San Pedro over to Ncaa. He'll work the ball back to Doherty. Hunter's still looking for their first official shot, Joe, of the afternoon.
It's been a tough day for the Hawks on the attack. Dolphins with a huge advantage in that shots department, as we mentioned at halftime, and possession advantage belongs to them as well. Dolphins also with 6 corners, and they've managed to create opportunities in so many different ways. The Hawks just looking for shots.
So the Dolphins to throw the ball in, but the Hawks doing a nice job and stealing the ball away momentarily. But Lehman is now going to wheel it all the way down into the center of the field looking for Lefkowitz. But Hunter able to come away with the steal. And it's going to be Kurzman. But he has the ball played away by Boella, and now it's Navarro. Navarro right at the midfield line. Long ball all the way across the field to Lefkowitz. He rolls it back, and the Dolphins work the ball across the midfield line once again. Dragoon. Lefkowitz flying down that far side. Doherty comes out, and he gets there just ahead of Lefkowitz and throws the ball up quickly along the far side. Hunter looking to turn that play into offense as Ncaa came all the way up, but he was all by himself, Joe, and the ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Dolphins. Morales. Vendra turning into the center of the field, and he'll wheel the ball out onto the near side to Quintero. Boella over to Vendra. That pass goes awry, and it's now Batista over to Ncaa. Ncaa the leading goal scorer for Hunter College, but Dolphins doing a nice job keeping him and the rest of his Hawk teammates from getting a shot on goal here this afternoon. Is a beautiful crossing ball that time, as that was Merlo who put the ball right across the net over toward the far post, and ball went just wide, Joe, but a good opportunity there for Hunter College.
A good ball there, as it gave 3 attackers an opportunity to perhaps get a footer ahead on it near that far post, just a bit ahead of them. And fortunately for the Dolphins, they're able to clear that one out of danger, now moving forward on the attack.
Quintero overlapping once again, feeding the ball forward, looking for Navarro, but instead Doherty comes off his line quickly and makes the play on the ball. And the sophomore goalkeeper has played well for the Hawks, Joe, here this afternoon.
He has, and the second goal certainly not his fault. He's already faced 5 shots on goal in this game. Fortunate it isn't more, as the Dolphins have 18 shots total thus far. 2 of those 5 shots on goal finding the back of the net, but not a bad effort at all. As we get another look at a CUNYAC men's soccer final, it is Baruch over Brooklyn 1-0, the same score that the Dolphins defeated the Bulldogs by just a couple of days ago. And with that win now, Baruch remains unbeaten in the CUNYAC Conference.
Yeah, that's a huge game and a huge swing game, as Brooklyn will now drop to 2-3, but Baruch will go to 5-0. So that's going to set up a big matchup here at the CSI Soccer Complex on October 17th. Some soccer to be played before then, but Baruch will come in unbeaten, and that drops Brooklyn down with 3 losses and probably ends their opportunity, Joe, to finish up on the top of the table in the CUNYAC Conference. But a big win for Baruch, and they've won a couple of 1-goal games in their last games, and they've kept their record and kept level with the Dolphins as they're undefeated. The Dolphins will look to match that here this afternoon as Hunter plays the ball up on the near side, and that's San Pedro. San Pedro over to Benitez. Benitez pressured, but able to work the ball back over to Kurzman. Now Merlo. Merlo, a nice defensive play that time, as the ball knocked away by Quintero, but Merlo able to retrieve for the Hawks. San Pedro, long ball all the way across the field as Albanese steps up and makes a nice play. But Hunter makes a nice play that time, and now Ncaa looking to break in, but Carucci will be there to make the play. And a nice play that time by Hunter College, forcing the Dolphin turnover nearly leading to a shot on goal.
And Hunter's been knocking on the door, finally making Christian Carucci work a bit, even if it's not in the form of making saves. He's had to move around a lot in the box there. We saw him go down trying to snag a ball out of the air just before, as that one is good up into the air. But Hunter certainly making a little bit more pressure on the Dolphins than they did back in that first half, making it a little more difficult on Carucci.
Arianes looking to play that ball into Boella. It was knocked away momentarily as both teams play that 50-50 ball in midfield, and Vendra is there to head it forward to Navarro, who plays it to Quintero. Quintero across the field now to Lefkowitz. Lefkowitz looking to turn it to the center of the field. Nice defensive play that time by Kurzman to knock the ball away, and it's Ncaa looking to break in, and a nice play that time, as it's going to be Albanese forced to knock that ball out of bounds. And that's going to lead to a throw-in, I believe, deep inside Dolphin territory. 12 minutes into this second half. Ristovic. Ball's going to be played forward, and it's going to result in a free kick here for the Dolphins. So Hunter pressing forward once again, Joe, but still not able to get that good opportunity at the goal.
The way the second half has gone, it seems the pitch may be tilted to the left just a bit, as in both the first and second half, we've seen the majority of the action to our left. Hunter starting to exert a bit more pressure, but they need to put a goal up on the scoreboard to make this a game again.
San Pedro looking to head the ball forward. Dragoon trying to step up, and instead it's going to be played by Lefkowitz, who works the ball up over to Vendra. And now the Dolphins will work the ball back up over to Morales. Dragoon look to backheel the ball forward. Instead, it'll be turned over and played away once again by the Hawks. Ristovic's pass is knocked away, but the Hawks able to come away with possession once again. Kurzman. Nice pass as Hunter looking to build up the attack. A nice play in front once again is that was Camacho looking to break in, but once again Carucci there with the decisive play, Joe, for the Dolphins.
And he's been there when the Dolphins have needed him. In the first half, it wasn't much. In the second half, a little bit more. As I mentioned, he's had to move around a bit in order to keep the ball from potentially getting through to a Hawks attacker, but has done a good job in net for the Dolphins all season long, and that remains the case in this game today.
Dragoon, he'll play the ball all the way back towards goal, and the teams with the wind at their back, Joe, have been able to take advantage of it here so far in both halves. But here come the Dolphins looking to attack. What a move by Navarro to break past two Hawk defenders. Navarro, beautiful play over to Boella, and once again, Navarro get two beautiful moves, Joe, to get past two Hawk defenders, but then his pass to Boella just a little too far ahead.
And he's shown great dribbling ability throughout his collegiate career here at the College of Staten Island. No different on that play. The pass, though, just a bit too far ahead of Boella. Those two up front for the Dolphins on the attack have combined, I believe now, with the goal scored today by Boella for 24 goals so far this season.
As that pass by Merlo is going to be past everybody, and it'll be Carucci there to play the ball for the Dolphins and roll it out on the near sideline for Morales. Now Vendra with some space. Over to Navarro. Navarro creating havoc in the Hawk defense here. And the ball's going to be played along the far sideline here. As we just finished the 60th minute, and the Dolphins holding on to a 2-0 lead, both goals in the first half. Benitez, Ncaa. Ncaa looking to work against Albanese, able to work the ball down the sideline over to Ristovic. Hunter continuing to work their way forward. That's going to be Batista rolling the ball forward. Played into the center of the field, but Albanese there to cut it out for the Dolphins. So Hawks continuing to press the issue here in the second half.
Able to move the ball around a bit more effectively in that final third here in the second half. Haven't had to scramble on the attack as much, so now they're being forced to retreat to the final third of the field, headed in the other direction. Now clear the ball over the near sideline as we have three Dolphins substitutions. Montesinos Salas and Larea enter.
And Brenley Salas, who's checking in for the first time this afternoon, Joe, and he's another Dolphin player who's played really, really good soccer in its very limited time. 7 goals and 6 assists for Brenley, and just getting onto the field now with 30 minutes remaining, and you know, a set of fresh legs on the field for the Dolphins, Joe, as Hunter's turned the tide a little bit, and the Dolphins looking to respond. Ariana's taken down hard on the play by Benitez. So the foul will be on William, and it's going to lead to a free kick opportunity for the Dolphins. In good position for the Dolphins to make an offensive play.
Hunter has played better in the second half, but with every minute that goes by, it becomes more and more difficult on them to get back into this game. They need to cut this deficit in half and do it soon. The way this Dolphins team has played so far this season, haven't allowed multiple goals much.
As that ball played into the center of the field, and it's going to be knocked away and played by Benitez. Ball's going to be knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be a free kick here for Hunter, but we're going to have a substitution for Hunter College first.
It will be Matthew Maha replacing Lionel Brito. And very quickly, while we have a moment prior to this goal kick, we'd like to thank another sponsor, the Hospital for Special Surgery. Hospital for Special Surgery is where the world comes to get back in the game. The hospital is ranked #1 in the nation for orthopedics by U.S. News and World Report. No wonder Hospital for Special Surgery is the official hospital of the CUNYAC. For more information, please visit www.hss.edu.
Dolphins pressing Hunter off of the free kick. It's going to roll out of bounds, and it's going to end up with a throw-in for Hunter. Looked like that was going to be a Dolphins throw-in, Joe, but instead it's going to be Hunter with the throw-in as Thomas Lira will check in. He'll replace Jordan Camacho, and Camacho has created some opportunities for Hunter here, Joe, this afternoon.
And he's been in the middle of the better play by the Hawks so far in the second half, as it looks like the head official is having a word with John Tardy over that last call on the throw-in. Dolphins bench certainly didn't like it. We'll see if they get a satisfactory explanation, as the clock has been stopped at 26:46.
Yeah, we should mention, Joe, official time kept out on the field. And when we resume action, Hunter will throw the ball in. The Dolphins lead 2-0, but Hunter playing better here in the second half and getting some opportunities, but even more importantly, Joe, have stymied that Dolphin offense, but there have been a couple of plays where the Dolphins have been just one touch away here in the second half as well.
And we've mentioned several times Hunter has been playing better. That still hasn't translated into a second half shot. So despite the improved play, they still need to get some shots toward goal and on goal. They still don't have a shot on, or they don't have a shot on goal in this game. They're one shot not on goal. So the Hawks really need to turn things around on the attack, and despite opportunities, those opportunities aren't being converted into shots.
Bringing you CUNYAC game coverage right here on CSI Sportsnet. Will be followed about 30 minutes after the conclusion of this game by the pair of undefeated teams in the CUNYAC Women's Conference, College of Staten Island and CCNY, as they will battle for the conference lead. And Joe, the CSI women's team, the 3-time defending CUNYAC champions, they're playing very well, and Dolphins hoping to have Samantha Laval back in the lineup today. And if she's in the lineup for the Dolphins, a real big shot in the arm for that CSI offense.
And from what I've heard, she will indeed be in the lineup today. We'll confirm that, of course, prior to the start of that game, but a big matchup upcoming in the women's division, as this will be either a goal kick or a corner. We'll see, but anyway, back to the point I was about to make. Dolphins and Beavers both enter today's CUNYAC Game of the Week women's matchup unbeaten. I think in all likelihood this will be as big of a game as we host in women's soccer for the remainder of the season in terms of CUNYAC conference positioning anyway. And we did mention the huge men's matchup between the Dolphins and Bearcats looming as well.
Free kick, or corner kick, I should say, coming up for the Dolphins as they put that ball toward the far post, and a nice play by Doherty to punch that ball out of danger up over the near sideline. As we have a whistle on the play, and Looks like a Dolphin player down on the field as the clock stops with 24 minutes, 48 seconds remaining. And, that was a long corner, Joe, and a collision in front. But everyone's okay, and we're underway once again as that shot towards goal goes just wide past the near post. So Dolphins right off of the opportunity, put that one toward goal, but fire it just wide, and Dolphins with probably their best opportunity, Joe, in the last few minutes.
I think it was, Mike. Albanese went down, and immediately the Dolphins, maintaining possession, of course, able to fire one in toward goal, and Hawks nearly got taken by surprise right there. Fortunately for them, shot a bit wide as they'll take the goal kick out toward the midfield circle.
As Dragoom heads that ball forward, it's going to be off the head of San Pedro and out of bounds, so it's going to be another throw-in opportunity here for the Dolphins. As they're starting to pick up their offensive play a little bit, but a nice play that time by Lara to turn that ball into midfield for the Hawks. Lehman rolling it back towards Quintero, a nice sliding play to keep possession momentarily, but now it's going to be O'Connor. O'Connor passing that ball forward, looking for Benitez. Instead, Arianes with a nice touch play over to Salas. And here come the Dolphins looking to get going as they touch it ahead to Montesino. But Doherty there to make the play. Once again, another nice-looking offensive play for the Dolphins. Nice defense by the Hawks.
Good passing by the Dolphins to get it up the field quickly. They started maybe about 10 or 15 feet from midfield and immediately got out on the attack into the final third. Ball just a bit ahead of Montesinos.
Ball's going to be chipped forward and past Morales. And then the Dolphins commit a foul in the back as Lehman will get called for the foul. And this could be a true goal-scoring opportunity here for Hunter College. And down by a score 2-0, Joe, you think they're going to want to line up and try to get their best play possible in this big situation.
Well, not a foul you want to commit there if you're the Dolphins. Hawks still looking for their first shot on goal in this game. But these free kicks often generate good opportunities. We've seen that occur multiple times in this game already for the Dolphins. We'll see if the Hawks can do the same.
John Batista will take it. He chips that ball towards goal, and Carucci is there to play it on a hop for the Dolphins once again. Nice sliding tackle there by Batista to keep that ball in and feed it over to Benitez, but this pass to Liera, and he's called for the offside. So Hunter looking dangerous there, but gets ahead of the play and get called for the offside.
And a good play there by Bautista to keep that possession alive for Hunter College. Nearly resulted in a great chance. Unfortunately for them, they were called for the offsides on the play, and Dolphins will take the free kick.
Free kick is going to be taken there by Carucci. And, Joe, Carucci hasn't been called on to do that much this afternoon, but it's really been like all season long, not making the big mistake, not allowing that big opportunity. As a true freshman, he continues to play very well.
He has, and again, hasn't been called upon to do much in between the pipes in this game in terms of saves, but when he has been called upon to make plays and grab that ball out of the air, we've seen how aggressive he can be. Nearly injured himself trying to grab one out of the air earlier in the second half.
Dolphins look to attack the ball forward, and instead it's going to be Montesinos coming back and picking up the foul on the play. As Dragoom having a word with the official, and the official not really wanting to hear it, and we have a Hawk player down on the field. As it looks like he's going to be able to get up, and it looks like Batista, once again it is. So Batista making a couple of nice plays up in the offensive zone, trying to press the issue forward, taking that free kick, and he's okay, and play resumes once again. Merlo, long ball down the near sideline looking for Benitez. Coming over also is O'Connor, but the Dolphins able to knock the ball away, and Dolphins will be giving up the corner kick here on the play. I should say throw-in, I'm sorry. Long throw in here by the Hawks to the near post. Pine tries to get a foot on it. Instead, it comes back to Merlo. He chips it in front. Morales chips it to the near side of the penalty area, but not out, and it's Pine. Pine shot will be chipped on goal, and Carucci there to play it once again. So nice play by Carucci. He's been solid all afternoon. If he's gotten his hands on the ball, he's held it. And it's going to be another throw in here for Hunter College. That's the 70th minute winding down here. 20 minutes remaining here in this match. Dolphins leading by a score of 2-0. Saw earlier Baruch College with a big win against Brooklyn as they remain undefeated in conference play. John Jay over Medgar Evers in another big conference matchup here this afternoon as teams try to establish position and get themselves into the CUNYAC tournament with an opportunity at that automatic NCAA bid. O'Connor in the center of the field. Freshman has the ball stripped away, and here come the Dolphins once again. Arianes with some space. He was looking to get the ball forward to Navarro. Instead, it's going to be knocked away. And the shot towards goal is going to be knocked away. And going to have a whistle on the play. I think we're going to have an offsides. And it's going to be a free kick opportunity here for Hunter College.
And that was some of the best passing we've seen in this game from either team. We saw last time Hunter had it in the final third, repeatedly trying to cross it into the box from that area around the corner following their last throw. And the Dolphins there moving the ball side to side just outside of the box, setting themselves up for a great shot opportunity. Unfortunately, the offsides was called.
Dragoon. Over on the near side now to Quintero. Quintero been a lot more aggressive on the offensive end here in the second half. And that ball's going to be knocked out of bounds. And he'll throw the ball in for the Dolphins. Lara. Now Quintero. Quintero trying to break toward the center of the field. Gets the ball to Navarro. Navarro pressured nicely by Pine. Navarro double-teamed, able to keep the ball in play. Nice play to get it to Quintero. Quintero now working the ball up over to Salas, in toward the center of the penalty area, and that's going to be chipped high and over the crossbar and out of play. And that's going to lead to another opportunity here for the Dolphins as they'll have another corner kick. Nice job that time by Salas. And that created the opportunity, and it will lead to another big corner kick here for the Dolphins. Ball skied up right into the center of the penalty area. It's going to roll all the way over to the near sideline, and Morales comes all the way up to play it for the Dolphins. Nice job by Hunter to keep the ball in play deep along the touchline, and it's going to roll out of bounds, and it'll be another throw-in here for the Dolphins as they start to sustain a little bit of offensive pressure here, Joe, as the horn will sound, and we'll have a substitution here for the Dolphins.
Hunter got off to a good start in terms of possession and chances in the second half. But as I said, those chances not resulting in shots. But over the last 10 minutes or so, the Dolphins have really seized control of possession right back and have had some good shots toward goal over the last couple of minutes. We saw one just moments ago by Salas.
As John Como checks into the game, he'll replace Mackie Dragoon. Mackie with a very solid game in midfield, Joe. Lots of good plays, lots of solid possession plays for the Dolphins as Cuomo comes in to replace him. Hunter with a substitution as well. As the Dolphins come in and attack once again. Navarro with space. Navarro with the shot. Navarro with the goal. Bryant Navarro, his 13th of the year. Beautiful play inside the penalty area, drilling it in to the far post, and the College of Staten Island leads 3-0.
Excellent dribbling and excellent shooting by Bryant Navarro. Once again, made several good moves to keep the defenders off balance. They weren't sure exactly where he was going with that ball, and when he put that shot just inside that left post, it gave Noah Dougherty no chance to save it. Here's another look at it.
Yeah, as you see, Navarro, he's been spinning the defenders around since checking into the game, and he did it once again and was able to put that ball into the far post as Ncaa was trying to play him, and Navarro is just a magician with that ball, Joe, and with that his 13th goal of the year, retakes the team lead, and it seems like Navarro and Boella scored goals, Joe, for the Dolphins almost every game.
And that's 25 between the two of them now with that last Navarro goal. And he didn't need to make any moves that were too flashy there to get himself enough real estate to get a quality shot off, and that's better than a quality shot. Aside from the one player attempting to make the tackle sliding, he wasn't really contested much as he attempted that shot on goal. Puts it in. Dolphins lead by 3, and I think that all but wraps things up for the Hawks in this one, the way things have gone for them on the attack. Still looking for their first shot on goal with just over 15 and a half minutes remaining in this game.
As Lara will pick up that foul for the Hawks deep inside CSI Dolphin territory. And what a big goal there, Joe, as you mentioned, for the Dolphins to open up that 3-goal lead here late in this second half and really take control of the game. And, Joe, once again, they started pressing forward the attack. Head coach John Tardy, a couple of key substitutions really energizing the team. And, you saw that. They put the pressure on and, were able to find a way to pick up goal number 3, another beautiful goal by Bryant Navarro.
And when you're able to bring your leading scorer into a game off the bench, what a huge boost that can be for a team on the attack, a team that had already found good success on the attack in this game, had a 2-goal lead, and Navarro comes in off the bench, and really no surprise, he's able to put one into the back of the net as well, adding to the Dolphins' lead. Seems to score just about every game we cover. He's done a great job for the Dolphins in the 2 years we've covered him, whether it be out of the starting lineup or coming in as a substitute.
As coming down and breaking down the near sideline now is Salas. Salas looking to play the ball forward to Navarro. A nice defensive play that time to knock the ball away for Hunter College, as that was Ncaa to knock the ball away. It's going to be knocked out of bounds once again, and once again it'll be the Dolphins to throw the ball in. Lehman working the ball up over to Sosa, who just checked into the game for the Dolphins, to Navarro, but the ball rolls under his foot, and it's going to be Pine to play it forward to O'Connor. O'Connor and Morales fighting for the 50-50 ball. Pine comes back to play it, and instead it's going to be played away nicely that time by the Dolphins, as that's Lehman playing it, Quintero, I should say, and he throws the ball into Lehman. Sosa looking to work that time on the Hawk defense. Instead, it's Hunter College coming away with it and feeding the ball up over to Lara. Lara, a nice play to get past one defender and draw the foul. And that will give Hunter College an opportunity. And time getting late, Joe. If they're going to have any opportunity to put pressure on the Dolphins, they need a big free kick right here.
They need a shot on goal first, Mike. They haven't put a shot on goal yet and have only taken one shot in this game, if I remember correctly. Indeed, it is only one shot officially for the Hawks in this one, and they're running out of time with only 13 minutes to go now, trailing by 3 goals. Dolphins now within 13 minutes of remaining perfect in the CUNYAC Conference, improving to 6-0.
Big free kick here for Hunter as they sky it in nicely, but once again, Carucci comes out of goal. A little bit of contact between Carucci and Pine. No foul called, and the Dolphins will throw the ball in here as the clock continues to run. And the Dolphins able to defend. Another free kick opportunity for Hunter College. 2 balls on the field right here. This one ball is removed, and it's going to be played by Lara. Lara, nice ball into the center of the field, that time working it to Kurzman. Kurzman over to Pine. Pine gets past Quintero, but a lot of blue and white behind Quintero, Joe, for the Dolphins.
And the Dolphins can be content sitting back if they choose to do so, but here it's Quintero on the attack, looking to make a move to the inside.
Quintero, a nice defensive play that time by Merlo to knock the ball away, and it'll be Doherty coming out to play the ball for Hunter College as the clock runs inside. 12 minutes remaining here in this second half. 2 goals for the Dolphins in first half, 1 here in the second. Dolphins lead 3-0. Merlo with the ball for the Hawks. Mike Babowski, Joe Foreman bringing you the CUNYAC Game of the Week coverage right here on CSI Sportsnet. And Dolphins continuing to play well, looking to extend their unbeaten streak in conference play. Baruch has already done so, as Adam Pine will check out of the game. Pine played well for the Hawks here this afternoon. But Hunter running out of time with just over 11 minutes remaining in the game. Once again, Joe, you got to be really impressed with every area for the Dolphins here. As they've pitched a shutout, they've gotten solid play in goal, they've gotten solid play in midfield as they just continue to play well and get a lot, and they're getting a lot of good efforts from a lot of players. As you see CCNY with a 4-1 lead over York College in the 67th minute, as the Dolphins attack once again, and that shot's going to be deflected and knocked out of play that time. Another opportunity for the Dolphins. That time it was Sosa getting that shot, and it's knocked out of bounds, and another corner kick opportunity here for the Dolphins. And they've gotten a lot of corner kicks here this afternoon, Joe. Scored their first goal off of a corner, and they put another long liner across the center of the field that's going to roll past everyone and out of bounds, and it'll be a throw in here for Hunter College as the 80th minute winds down. And the Dolphins leading by a score, 3-0. And, you know, Joe, we've touched on it a couple of times here this afternoon, but this Dolphin team just does not allow goals in conference play.
They simply don't, Mike. You mentioned the one goal coming on a penalty kick against York, but on top of that, most of their conference games haven't really been close. A 5-goal win over John Jay, a 5-goal win over Medgar Evers, a plus 15 on York, 16-1 in that game, and then the game against Brooklyn, 1-0. That's the lone exception to that. But here today, another potentially 3-goal win for the Dolphins, maybe more, maybe less, but the way things have gone for Hunter right now, it's hard to envision that it would be less. Still looking for their first shot on goal inside of 10 minutes remaining.
And they'll have an opportunity here, Joe, as they get a rare corner kick opportunity. This one will come from the far side of the field, and, you know, down by a score 3-0. Joe, you might as well pack the box and give it your best opportunity here. So let's see what the Hawks do, as it's a beautiful winding ball to the far post. It's headed and off the crossbar. Carucci comes out, and he knocks that ball away. And, boy, you can see the danger on that one, and it's fed in front once again. But this time, an offside's called on the play. What an opportunity that time, Joe, for Hunter College. Is you can see right off the corner, it was a beautiful bending ball to the far post. It sure looked like Hunter had an opportunity to pick up the first goal of the game, but instead the ball deflects off the crossbar, and Hunter College can't buy the goal.
And here's another look at it. I think it was Blaze Anama who got ahead on that ball. Great corner kick to the far post. And
yeah, it was, and it was deflected off the line. I think it was Albanese, Joe, that knocked that ball off of the line, and another beautiful play. And here comes Hunter looking to attack once again. It looked like Anama had the whole net to put the ball in, and somehow I think it was Albanese, Joe, who got enough of the ball to knock it off the crossbar and play it away and keep the shutout for the Dolphins. As we have another opportunity to take a look as that ball skied beautifully to the far post, and he was wide open, Joe. A rare defensive lapse for the Dolphins here this afternoon. Nearly cost him a goal, but a great defensive play, and that keeps the score 3-0.
A good recovery after the initial mistake. If that was Albanese, he perhaps saved the goal by attempting to clear it out of danger, moved it far enough off the line where the Hawks couldn't just walk up to that ball and tap it in.
As that ball's going to roll past Albanese on towards goal, and Carucci there to make the play. So a beautiful corner kick that time by the Hawks, but a better defensive play by Albanese. And that keeps Hunter off the scoreboard as they chip that ball forward. But Morales there to play it once again for the Dolphins. Morales looking now for the streaking Salas down the near sideline. Salas looking to work against San Pedro. Salas, a beautiful header and cross, and I believe that was Montesinos who was flying in and just headed that one wide, and that was an opportunity for Chris to pick up the fourth Dolphin goal.
And he was right there in front of that far post. A great ball coming from the corner. Brenny Salas with a tremendous cross, and Montesinos made a break in toward that far post. And I think it's the second time Montesinos has gotten a piece of one, that time not on goal, of course, but earlier in the game got a head on one as well that went over the touchline. So good job by Montesinos putting himself in a position to score.
So Matthew Binstock will check into the game. He'll replace Thomas Lehrer as the clock continues to wind down here with 6 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the game. And Starting to see a couple of offensive opportunities as that time Ncaa goes to the ground and a foul called on the play. And it's going to be Merlot. Merlot working it to Ncaa. Blaze and Regis, both freshman players on the Hunter College Hawks. I'm going to assume they're twins, Joe, or brothers. As both freshman players for Hunter College. Headed forward now, it's Benitez. Benitez finds himself in a little bit of space. Benitez looking to turn. That shot knocked away beautifully that time by the Dolphin defense. That was Lehman putting his body in front of it to knock it away. Carucci skying the ball out of bounds, out over the far sidelines, and it'll be a throw-in here for Hunter College. 5 minutes, 22 seconds remaining, and about a half hour or so after this game, we'll be back to bring you the second game of the CUNYAC Game of the Week, as it'll be the CSI Dolphins facing CCNY, both teams undefeated in conference play, and Joe, the Dolphins hoping for the return of Samantha Laval here this afternoon.
And Samantha Laval won't be making the only return here at the CSI Soccer Complex this afternoon as Dave Pizzuto returns to the air for the first time this season. He's been behind the camera, or I should say away from the microphone, engineering for us today.
As Navarro goes flying in against three Hawk defenders, and it's going to be played away by Regis Ncaa over toward the near sidelines, but can't be kept in by Benitez. It'll roll out of bounds, and the Dolphins will throw the ball in as they continue to press forward here and get the ball to Salas, who's going to roll the ball back up over to Lara. As the Dolphins now look to build up the attack on the far side with Sosa. Sosa getting the ball up over to Lehman. Now Quintero overlapping all the way back on the near side and forcing Hunter College to shift over to this other side of the field as Navarro puts that one just over the crossbar. What a shot that time by Bryant Navarro as he drills that just over the top.
He put a lot behind that shot, just over the crossbar, but tremendous shot there by Bryant Navarro, making a bid for his second goal of this game, coming in as a substitute late in the first half. So Navarro making an impact, and that's nothing different from what we've seen from him throughout the season. Here's another look at the shot.
Yeah, as you see the ball getting played over to Quintero, and he just feeds Navarro, and he doesn't need much space, and he dipped that one just over the crossbar, I should say, as here comes Hunter College with Merlot. Merlot working to get against Morales. Instead, he'll play it back, and Carucci will sky the ball towards midfield. Turning in midfield for the Dolphins is Lara. Dolphins now looking to build up the offense once again as the clock winds down. 3 minutes remaining here in this one, and the Dolphins with a 3-0 lead as it's Quintero. Quintero working the ball up over to Salas, but instead it'll be played away by the Hawks out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in here for the Dolphins. And, you know, Joe, if you're the Dolphins here, you're looking to close the door on the Hawks here for the final 2:45.
And I should mention, of course, the Dolphins giving a great defensive effort in this game, once again blanking CUNYAC competition. But they've had several defenders who have played the entire game, including Joe Albanese, Ryan Lehman, Wilson Quintero, and Miguel Morales. That entire back line has played the full 85 minutes in this game so far. So the Dolphins getting quality play defensively for the entirety of this game, all by players who have been in since opening kickoff.
And, Joe, other than maybe leaving Ncaa open on that corner kick, they've been rock solid all afternoon. Really very few gaps in that CSI defense. Montesinos with the ball. Montesinos as he brings the ball across the midfield line. Montesinos feeding the ball across the field, and offsides on the play will be the Dolphins, as I believe that was Sosa offsides. As the clock continues to wind down, just over 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining in the game. Kickoff 2:15 p.m. for game number 2, as the CSI's women's soccer team will take on CCNY. Another big game, probably the biggest regular season game in the conference. CCNY and Lehman look to be the best teams in the conference, along with the Dolphins here so far, Joe, in 2018.
And Very quickly, I'll run through those standings, and it's Staten Island, CCNY, both 3-0, and then Lehman right behind them at 2-0. Those are the three unbeatens left in the CUNYAC Conference for the women. Dolphins, of course, take on the Beavers today. They meet Lehman 4 days from today on October 10th.
Nice play that time by the Dolphins to keep the ball in play and feed it up over to Salas. Salas looking to get through with a little bit of speed, but a nice defensive play by the Hawks as they continue to press forward and look for an opportunity for that first goal. They've been credited with one shot on goal officially as Cuomo will roll the ball back up over to Carucci as the clock continuing to wind down now with 37 seconds remaining. Benitez losing the possession to Navarro. Navarro feeding it ahead to Montesinos, but the flag goes up and the offsides is called as the clock continues to wind down. Hunter College playing the ball in as they'll look maybe for one final attack. Is Batista rolling the ball out over on the far sideline over to Magi as the ball rolls out of bounds. As you hear the final 10 seconds counted down, and that's going to do it, Joe. The College of Staten Island wins their fourth game overall, their sixth in a row in CUNYAC play as they defeat Hunter College by a final score of 3-0.
And a great all-around effort once again from the College of Staten Island. How many times have we said that this year as you get a look at the updated CUNYAC men's soccer standings? Dave Pizzuto right on top of that. Dolphins remain unbeaten in the CUNYAC, really, and Hunter's chance of finishing anywhere near the top of the standings. They put some more separation between themselves and the Lehman College Lightning, but we mentioned, Mike, that game against Baruch on October 17th will be huge. Right now, both teams unbeaten in the conference, and not only is that our next men's soccer game, but that is our next broadcast following the second half of our CUNYAC Game of the Week doubleheader. We are off the air for 11 days between now and October 17th, so we will be back on the air with you shortly to bring you women's soccer, Dolphins taking on the Beavers. And there's a look at our next broadcast, men's soccer against Baruch on October 17th, coverage beginning at 2:45 p.m. So if you're looking for more men's soccer, that's where and when you can find it here on CSI Sportsnet. Coming up next, CSI women's soccer versus CCNY. Kickoff officially at 2:15 p.m. And, Mike, before we go, I have to say thank you to one more sponsor, and that sponsor is Modell's Sporting Goods. And CUNY fans, if you need sporting goods, Modell's has provided exceptional service for you for over 125 years and offers a 10% discount to all CUNY students, faculty, and staff when you present your valid CUNY ID upon making a purchase. You've got to go to Moe's.
So that's going to wrap things up here from game number one on the CUNYAC Game of the Week. The College of Staten Island remains undefeated in conference play as they win by a final score of 3-0. So for Joe Foreman, Tom Krasinski, Dave Pizzuto, this is Mike Babuski saying so long. Thanks for watching. We'll be back in about 15 minutes or so as we'll bring you play-by-play coverage as the undefeated CSI Lady Dolphins will take on the CCNY Beavers for first place in the regular season CUNYAC standings. So stay tuned, everybody, and we'll be back soon.